modern artificial intelligence work. What is this machine learning stuff? And that we keep hearing about so much. And why this era of AI might be different from the previous two eras. To answer these questions, we need to learn about modern data-driven AI. As an overview of this module, first we will learn about machine learning, a type of AI that allows machines to learn how to make predictions given a set of data. Next, we will learn about deep learning, a type of machine learning that learns how to map complex inputs to complex outputs. Then we will learn about reinforcement learning, a type of machine learning that learns how to choose actions given the state of its environment and a set of rewards. Next, we will learn about the other technological trends that are driving the modern era of AI. Finally, we will learn about state-of-the-art AI systems that are able to outperform humans in a variety of tasks. So how do we teach machines without having to explicitly program them? We teach them with data, a process called machine learning. Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence that is based on statistics. It involves a machine learning. It involves machine learning how to solve a problem without being explicitly programmed to do so. The machines are able to do this by detecting some statistical patterns in data. Essentially, with machine learning, we use existing data and a training algorithm to learn a model of the data. We can then feed new data into that model that it's never seen before and make predictions about the new data. A machine learning model is essentially a function. It's simply a mapping from an input to an output. In this case, it takes data as an input and produces a prediction as an output. For example, imagine we have a conveyor belt of fruits of different sizes. We need to separate the apples from the bananas as they go by. However, we only have sensory readings of each fruit's length and height. So how would we build a model to predict which fruit is an apple and which fruit is a banana? First, we would need to create a table of data called a training set. This data set contains the lengths and heights of a bunch of randomly selected apples and bananas. When recording this data, a human would label each type of fruit in each row as either an apple or a banana based on virtual inspection. Next, we would feed these data into a machine learning training algorithm. The algorithm would inspect each row of data containing the length, height, and type of fruit. The algorithm would learn how length and height correlate with each type of fruit. Apples are more round and bananas are more elongated. The machine learning training algorithm captures the statistical relationship as a mathematical model. Finally, if we have done everything correctly, we can use this data to make predictions. We can feed these model a new apple or banana that it's never seen before. And the model will tell us whether the new fruit is an apple or a banana. More precisely, it will tell us a statistical likelihood that the new fruit is either an apple or a banana. This is a very vastly oversimplified explanation of machine learning. However, it captures the essence of what it is that we are attempting to accomplish. We have fed a set of data into a training algorithm. The algorithm produces a model. Then we feed new previously unseen data into the model, and the model will predict about the data, will predict what that data represents. However, real world problems typically involve a lot more columns and rows of data. In addition, they typically involve solving much more difficult problems in classifying fruit based on their size. There are a lot of tasks that we can perform with machine learning. For example, classification, regression, clustering, and anomaly detection. So this is where we make a decision or prediction involving two or more categories of outcomes. For example, deciding whether to accept or reject a loan based on a customer's financial history. Regression is where we attempt to predict a numeric outcome based on one or more input variables. For example, predicting the price of a house based on its features and the sale price of similar houses. Clustering is where we group objects together based on similarities in their data. For example, grouping customers into marketing segments based on their demographics. And an anomaly detection is where we find observations in the data that are different from the normal data. For example, detecting an unusual spike in the number of negative comments about a new product that we have just released. Machine learning is artificial intelligence that gives machines the power to identify patterns, make decisions, and predict outcomes using data alone. This is quite powerful for helping you and your business make better decisions, create smarter products, and automate manual labor. However, it takes quite a bit of knowledge and practice to learn how to create good, reliable machine learning models. In addition, traditional machine learning has some serious limitations in terms of the complexity of problems that it can solve. To overcome these limitations, we need to learn about more advanced tools like deep learning and reinforcement. Overcome the limitations of traditional machine learning and learn how to solve more complex problems. Deep learning is a new type of data-driven AI. It stacks multiple layers of machine learning models, one on top of the other. This allows it to learn more complex inputs and produce more complex outputs. We typically create deep learning models using a neural network. A neural network is a graph of nodes and edges based roughly on the organization of neurons in an organic brain. The nodes represent neurons in the brain. The edges represent the connections between the neurons. First, we feed data into the neural network via its input neurons. Next, mathematical operations are performed on the data in each of the neurons. Then, each neuron forwards its resulting value to all of the other neurons that it's connected to. We repeat this process for all of the nodes in the hidden layer of the network, as well as all the edges in the hidden layer. Finally, the network produces a prediction from its output neurons. There's a bit of math involved to make this entire process work. However, we are going to skip over all the math to keep things simple. So a deep learning neural network, so your deep neural network is a neural network with more than one hidden layer. Adding more hidden layers above the net allows the network to model progressively more complex functions. For example, imagine we wanted to teach a deep neural network how to detect humans' faces. First, we would feed a set of labeled images into the input layer of this network. We do this to teach the network the faces of each person and their corresponding name. The first layer of the neural network would learn to detect geometric primitives, for example, horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines. The second hidden layer would learn to detect more complex facial features like, for example, eyes, noses, and mouths. The third hidden layer would learn to detect the general pattern for entire faces. The output layer would detect the most abstract representation of a face, in this case, the name of the person being recognized. Each layer learns to extract more complex features from the preceding layer. As a result, the data becomes more abstract with each additional layer in the network. However, we can also flip these neural networks around. This allows us to use abstract inputs like a description of a person's facial features in order to synthetically generate complex outputs like entire human faces. This is a technique used in generative adversarial networks, the technology behind deepfakes. So deep learning takes us beyond using simple tabular data as input and producing simple predictions as output. With deep learning, we can use complex data as input and produce complex data as output. This includes text, images, audio, video, and many more. For example, we can perform object classification, video segmentation, and motion detection in real time. Deep learning allows us to perform machine learning on a much wider array of data types. This can be quite powerful tool for automating tasks that involve complex relationships between complex data. However, it still has significant limitations when it comes to solving multi-step simple tabular data as input and producing simple predictions as output. With deep learning, we can use complex data as input and produce complex data as output. This includes text, images, audio, video, and many more. For example, we can perform object classification, video segmentation, and motion detection in real time. Deep learning allows us to perform machine learning on a much wider array of data types. This can be quite powerful tool for automating tasks that involve complex relationships between complex data. However, it still has significant limitations when it comes to solving multi-step problems. To solve these types of problems, we need to learn about reinforcement learning. So how do we overcome the limitations of deep learning to solve multi-step problems? Reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning that learns to solve problems by trial and error. It starts with an agent interacting with an environment. The agent is trying to achieve a multi-step goal within the environment. For example, a self-driving car might be trying to drive on the roads in the real world. The goal is to get you from your data to your office while avoiding obstacles in its path. The environment has state, which the agent can observe. For example, the state includes the car's location, the conditions of the road, and the locations of other vehicles. This agent senses a state of the environment through what it sees, hears, feels, or senses via other means. The agent has actions that it can take which modify the state of the environment. For example, an agent can drive forward, drive backward, turn left, or turn right. All of these actions change the car's position on the road within the environment. In addition, these actions can affect other vehicles and obstacles if they collide. Finally, the agent receives reward signals as it moves closer to its goal. The agent uses these reward signals to determine which actions were successful and which actions were not. For example, we might give the agent a point for each unit of distance it drives you closer to your destination. We might subtract points for breaking traffic laws, going off course, or colliding with obstacles. We repeat the state action and reward loop over and over until the agent learns by trial and error how to operate effectively within the environment. The objective for the agent is to learn how to always choose the right action given any state of the environment that leads it closer to its goal. So in recent years, we have combined deep learning with reinforcement learning to create deep reinforcement learning. This has led to some pretty amazing breakthroughs in data-driven AI in the past few years. Your deep reinforcement algorithms have also been used to teach artificial bodies how to walk. Once again, the agent is not programmed, told, or shown how to walk. It simply learns how to do so on its own by trial and error. Once you can get a virtual body to walk in a computer simulation, you are one very big step closer to getting an actual robot to walk in the real world. Today, most successful applications of reinforcement learning involve video games, computer simulations, and toy problems. However, this technology is beginning to move into the world of business. In the very near future, you will likely see these algorithms perform a variety of complex multi-step tasks in the real world. So jobs involving multi-step tasks as simple as flipping burgers to complex financial portfolio management could all be automated with this technology in the next few years. Reinforcement learning is artificial intelligence that can solve complex multi-step problems on its own. The machines are able to learn how to solve these problems without the direct help of humans. This is extremely powerful technology that will likely shape the future of artificial intelligence. For what other technology trends are driving the modern AI boom, and how is AI pushing these industry trends forward as well? Beyond the three major trends that we have discussed so far, there are several other industry trends helping fuel the AI revolution. For example, we have trends for data science, laying the foundation for data-driven AI with new tools, techniques, and data sets. The Internet of Things, providing a massive stream of real-time data to allow AI to sense the world around it. We have big data technology, which is providing computing infrastructure for training AI with data sets beyond the limitations of traditional computing architecture. Computer simulations, providing virtual training environments for reinforcement learning agents to learn safely by trial and error. We have video games, which is advancing the state of the art by developing non-player character AIs and using games as virtual AI training environments. We have graphics hardware, providing highly parallel computing devices for training AI models through graphical processing units. GPUs, which are leading to new computer architectures like neural processing units. And we have virtual reality and augmented reality, which allows humans to train AI via a demonstration in virtual environments. Each of these trends is helping drive modern artificial intelligence forward. In addition, modern AI is also driving many of these trends forward as well. If this value adding feedback that has everyone so excited about AI these days, all of these trends and this feedback loop to the state of the art AI systems. So what are we at today with modern data-driven AI technology? To answer this question, we are going to look at tasks that can be currently performed with AI as well as or better than humans. Unless you keep up to date with the latest AI research, many of these AI milestones may be a bit of a surprise to you. First, we have games. AI is currently better than the best human players in the world at most board games like chess and go, trivia games like Jeopardy, most car games like poker, and most classical Atari video games. AI is rapidly approaching superhuman performance at more complex video games like Dota 2, StarCraft 2, and Quake 3 Arena. Second, AI is currently better than humans and many visual tasks, including object recognition, gender classification, age estimation, and emotion detection. AI is also approaching human performance with more complex visual tasks like facial recognition and visual QA. Third, AI is currently better than humans at many communication tasks such as speech recognition, speech generation, handwriting recognition, language translation, basic reading comprehension, and even lip reading. Fourth, AI is proficient at many creative tasks such as creating original works of art like this one in the style of artists like Rembrandt, recreating images from one style to another using style transfer, and generating classical music indistinguishable from human composers. Fifth, AI is currently better than humans at several medical tasks, including diagnosing various diseases like cancer, heart disease, and microfractures. Treatment tasks like custom tailoring treatments based on patient genetics and minimizing side effects from prescription interactions, and predicting prognosis, including predicting heart attacks, staph infections, patient life expectancy, and even suicide. So your data-driven AI is getting better at new tasks every day. However, this is just the state-of-the-art AI performance benchmarks as of 2020. In the near future, even more tasks will be within the reach of modern artificial intelligence. In this module, we learned about modern data-driven AI. First, we learned about machine learning, a type of AI that allows machines to learn how to make predictions given a set of data. Next, we learned about deep learning, a type of machine learning that learns how to map complex inputs to complex outputs. Then we learned about reinforcement learning, which is a type of machine learning that learns how to choose actions given the state of its environment and a set of rewards. Next, we learned about other technological trends that are driving the modern era of AI. Finally, we learned about state-of-the-art AI systems that are able to outperform humans in a variety of tasks. So this was all about the basics